Why it's right here, mental wealth. And so I'm live. And what I want to talk about is why is it so hard? Back up, back up. This is what I want to say. Have you ever wondered why it's so hard to scale as an entrepreneur? It's easy to start a business, but why is it so hard to grow and scale a business? And the reason why I'm saying that is, and I'm going live right here, so it's not scripted. The reason why it's so hard, right, is this. Have you ever heard of the CRA, Community Reinvestment Act? Okay, go take a look at the CRA, the Community Reinvestment Act, and then you will realize why it's so hard to scale and grow a business, especially if you are Black in America, a Black American. And this live right here is not to go into deep details about it, but it's more for you to go and take a look at my videos, and you will see why I express what I express and the problems that I outline and the solutions that I provide in regards to these specific problems. And these problems relate to CRA, the purpose behind why the CRA exists, the Community Reinvestment Act. And the Community Reinvestment Act came about roughly in 1977. And so think about that. 1977, and here we are going into 2026, and the reasons for CRA being in existence still exists. The reason, think about that. A lot of times people say, well, pull yourself up from by your bootstraps, get your education, and everything will fall in place accordingly. When you take a look at that CRA, the Community Reinvestment Act, you will begin to really see something. You will see something very important. You will see something that clearly explains why it's fairly easy to start a business, but extremely hard to grow and scale a business. Because what do you need to grow and scale a business? Of course, you need customers. That's the primary. That's a primary necessity. However, there are some things that you need to structure your business with the infrastructure to be able to scale. Because why? In business, we are talking about war. This is why the CRA exists, because business is war. War involves strategy, tactics, and maneuvers. So when you look at when you start a business, you get your articles of organization or articles of incorporation, depending upon your LLC as Corp or C Corp. Okay, fairly easy to do that. Go online, fill out the application, pay the fees, boom, you have your business. Go to the bank, fairly easy, set up a business savings account, fairly easy. Apply for a business credit card, you know, that qualification right there depends upon your credit score, 680 and above, fairly easy. But now, your business need marketing. Your business need the proper branding. Your business need sales. And in order to execute that and to fulfill that, you're going to have working capital. You're going to have the cushion, mainly extra cash. You're going to have extra cash to pour into the marketing and sales. Step back. The branding, the marketing, and sales. So we're talking about website development. We're talking about positioning yourself for SEO, search engine optimization. We are talking about being able to have paid ads on whatever platform that you choose to put your paid ads on. Because why? We're talking about lead generation. We're talking about the market, being able to let the market know that you exist and defining the problem that you solve with your business. See, these things all take capital. And like I said, it's not that hard to get a business credit card. And the business credit card, a lot of people talking about it. You hear him 500 talking about it. You hear the Haitian CEO. You hear a lot of people uh, talk about the strategies that you can utilize to go and obtain business credit in the aspect of a business credit card. That's fairly easy. It's not that hard, but so now you got to really have a deep strategy with that, because once you get that credit card, zero APR, now you got to be able to utilize that to pour into your business, to pour into creating streams of income in other areas, whether you invested in another business, someone else's business, or you invested in your business. And now, if you are building your business and you saying you want to create generational wealth, you want to leave a legacy behind with the business that you establish, now it's going to take more capital. And so it's two ways that you achieve that. And that's through equity or debt. So that means if you doing it through equity, you're bringing in investors. So you're finding people who would invest money into your business, and now they have a percentage of the ownership of the business. Yet if you're doing the debt, you're going through the debt avenue. You're using debt to get capital for your business to help grow and scale. Now you are going to deal with credit or loans with the bank. Now we're talking about going into the bank to be able to get a business loan or financial institution. And we're talking about lines of credit, operational lines of credit. That's where we run into the barriers. This is where the barriers exist. This is why CRA exists. And this is why it's kind of fairly not that hard to get a business credit card in this day and time because of the CRA. But prior to the CRA, you had different things that were put in place that were barriers of entry and caps to make it where it was extra hard for Black American to go about achieving what America set as the American dream. One of the main things is home ownership. So, because that's kind of like what brought about the formulation of the CRA. But go do your own research. I don't want to go too far in defining what CRA is in this video. But what I do in my other videos, which you can go watch, videos like The Bridge, videos like The Wrong Room, things like that, you will see a little bit about the problem and the solution in relationship to why CRA exists. And this information a lot of times is not known in the mainstream, and it's not talked about in like the conversations when we talk about entrepreneurship, business, and things like that. Because here's the thing, DEI was mainly like CRA on steroids, you know, and there's some other things that coincide with this too. Because in my video, The Bridge, and within that playlist going into The Wrong Room, you have some people, Black people, who were positioned in these places with CRA and DEI, which were qualifying and disqualifying who should have access to the products at the bank, such as business credit card, even personal credit, business credit, because the CRA was not just specifically from a business standpoint. It was from an overall credit loan standpoint, meaning that Black people didn't really have fair access or like realistic opportunity to be able to go into the banks and obtain a mortgage, you know, financing for a home, credit, loans. So CRA came about. And I know I said I wasn't going to go into breaking down what CRA is about. But nevertheless, I did break down a small cue of it. Okay, so I put a question up: is DEI necessary? And the reason why I'm asking that question is DEI necessary, and I'm speaking from a standpoint of business, entrepreneurship, black business, black entrepreneur. Is DEI necessary? And the reason why I'm saying that is, go look at the video, The Wrong Room, and then you will kind of see why I'm asking this question. Because business is war, and because business is war, you're gonna have to have strategy, tactics, and maneuvers. And that's it for the day.